Live from the Dr. Jerry Henderson Radio Complex, it's time for Card Guys. And now, here's your host, Anthony Schulte.
Good morning. Thank you, Michael, for the intro as always, and welcome to Card Guys Detroit Sports Talk, Season 4, Episode 16. Coming up today, you know the Pistons won again. The Detroit Pistons have delivered yet another historical beatdown on the road. The Red Wings drop yet another game in their wild card push. More Javi! And we talk Lions free agency. I'm Anthony Schulte, and joining me as always is my man, Ryan Donnelly.
Hope your Wednesday's going well. Hope your week is going well. Gentlemen, it's going to be 70 degrees out today.
It is.
We're busting out the shorts.
Yes.
Gosh,
my shorts have been acquired and applied.
Yeah, and you know what else is today? It's a special day
Hump
here
day?
at Central Michigan University. Sure. It's opening day at Tennyson Stadium.
The Unison.
Yes, it is.
I will be in attendance for that game. I cannot wait to be back at the ballpark. I have a headache, and the only prescription to cure my headache is live baseball. Well, no, live baseball.
Oh.
I need live baseball.
He's trying to make a good suggestion with the ibuprofen. I mean,
Yeah.
you think that would clear a headache too, but I don't disagree with your opinion.
I'm
on
team
baseball.
Tylenol when it comes to curing headaches.
There you go.
But I also like live baseball. That cures my headaches too.
No doubt.
There you go, right next to me, Mr. Michael Rosenkranz.
Great to be here on a Wednesday. It's a beautiful day out. It's going to be a little rainy, but I think later tonight, so you should be safe for baseball.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna rain today.
I wish I could go to Tennyson Stadium this afternoon, but just got some stuff to do in terms of other activities I'm involved in. But no better way to kick off a hump day than with the program. So let's get it going.
Indeed. Let's start off with our 3 stars. Ryan, go ahead and lead us off here.
With pleasure. My 3 stars. My third star, I'm gonna go with Coltith Keith. Monday against the Pittsburgh Pirates in their spring training dub. 3 for 3. 3 for 3. He was perfect. 3 base hits. He's been pretty good in spring training. My second star is Desmond Bain of the Memphis Grizzlies, who on Monday against the Sacramento Kings, despite the loss, he still put up 44 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, and a steal. The only bright spot, the Grizzlies they're doing really well, and he's been a pretty good contributor of the Grizzlies as of late. My first star, I'm going with Pistons legend Q. Quentin Grimes.
Yes, Q. Grimes.
Mavericks, what the hell are you doing? On Monday against the Houston Rockets, another loss, 46 points, 13 rebounds, 4 assists, a block, and a steal. Dallas, what are you doing? You traded this guy for chump change.
The corpse of Caleb Martin.
Yeah. And you guys thought Caleb Martin was better than Quentin Grimes, and Quentin Grimes is averaging almost 30 in Philly. Are you stupid? Nico Harrison, Quentin Grimes has been very solid since his arrival in Philadelphia, and this game kind of proved it. 57% from the 3, 55% from the field. He's been putting up some solid numbers in Philadelphia, and those are my 3 stars.
Michael.
Nico Harrison's in his own little world right now. So my third star, I'm going to kick it off with a little bit of NHL. Zach Hyman of the Edmonton Oilers in their utter demolition of the Utah Hockey Club 7-1. 2 goals and assists for 3 points on 7 shots. He just found ways to get to the net and was relentless in his pressure to the hockey club. My second star is going to go to Kawhi Leonard.
Super
and
Kawhi.
I was going to attempt the laugh, but it was going to sound very bad. But Kawhi Leonard scored 33 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists in 35 minutes.
Wow,
Dang,
the Clippers blew out the Cavs.
they've lost 2 straight now. The Cavs, they had their 16-game winning streak snapped against the Magic.
Yeah,
and
which
now
is shocking in itself because the Magic are
Very.
dookie this season
And then
in
they
comparison to their expectations.
Yes, and now they just lost by 13 to the Clippers. What's going on over there in Cleveland? Maybe
Probably just a little
furthering-
mid-season lull.
Maybe backing your claim that Thunder's the best team in the NBA right now. and
Thunder
not-
have been the best team
and not
in the NBA.
not the Cavs.
They have been.
They have been.
They have been.
And my first star, let's switch it up to CMU women's basketball. Let's give it to Desiree Kyles, who yesterday announced she will be entering the transfer portal from Central Michigan. So as a freshman, she appeared in 13 games. She averaged 9.5 minutes per game, and she didn't get too much playing time. She scored a season high of 7 points against Cleveland State back in November of 2023, and grabbed 7 rebounds against Buffalo later in 2024 last year on March 6th. She's a grad at Benton Harbor in 2023. She's a 2-time Michigan D2 All-State honoree, and she averaged 18 points and 11 rebounds per game as a senior. She was a multi-sport athlete: basketball, volleyball, softball, track, and field. Thank you, Desiree, for everything that you've done for not only Benton Harbor, but for Central Michigan. You will be greatly, greatly missed, and I've thoroughly enjoyed getting to know you for the past 2 years and watching you grow and flourish as an athlete. I can't wait to see where your career takes you next. Those are my 3 stars.
All right, my 3 stars. A crowd favorite. I went with Cade.
Oh, Dad.
Man, there's no one else to pick.
Better to pick Cade so that we won't have a tie again like we did last year with him and Parker Meadows.
I'm running up the Cade stats for Card Guys by the numbers. But yeah, Cade Cunningham, only 30 minutes, 24 points on extremely good shooting, 10 of 16 and 1 of 2 from 3, 8 assists, 4 rebounds, his classic steal, and a plus 21 from plus-minus side of things. So Cade Cunningham, just another day at the office for Cade, is 24, 8, and 4. So I'll take that. All right, second star, Gleyber Torres. He's been on an absolute tear in the spring. Great signing, even though it kind of, screws with the infield a little bit. His offense has been great. Batting DH, he was 1 for 3 with 2 RBIs and a run against the Pittsburgh Pirates. So he is my second star. And my first star, Fontecchio FC is cooking. We are on top of the world. The believers of Simone Fontecchio, while everybody else was down on him, are now high on their pedestal, while the 9 believers are down at the bottom of their pedestal. Simone Fontecchio played incredible against the New Orleans Pelicans. 23 points, 7 rebounds, 0 assists, strictly buckets, 9 of 10 from the field, 5 of 5 from 3. Incredible game from Simone Fontecchio, and he gets my first star.
He still sucks. He has like one good game every 2 months.
This is my Super Bowl.
I'm sorry.
Let me have it. All right. Let's stick with the theme of the Detroit Pistons. Quickly get them out of the way. What a game on Monday. What a game on Monday. Going to New Orleans after being completely embarrassed by the referees.
Shohei Ohtani hit a home run. Apparently it was a moonshot.
Yep, here it is. It's right there. Anyways.
Sorry to cut you off.
No, you're
We'll
good.
have to look at it
My
later.
Twitter is blowing up because of Shohei Ohtani.
When a 6 a.m. baseball game is on, sometimes things happen.
Yep.
Anyways, you go into New Orleans after being embarrassed, let's say, by the referees against Oklahoma City in a game you should have won that the referees took over, and after being embarrassed by the Washington Wizards on your home floor, you go on the road just hungry for a win, hungry for the opportunity to get a win, and you absolutely take care of the New Orleans Pelicans. New Orleans Pelicans in this game were simply terrible. 5 of 32 from 3. If you folks aren't the best at math like me, that's 15.6% from three-point land. They shot 28 for 86 shot attempts by the Pelicans. They only made 28 of them. Zion still had 30. Zion had a 30 bomb through it all. CJ McCollum with one of the worst shooting performances I've ever watched. 1 of 15 from the field, 0 of 7 from 3 with only 3 points. Absolutely terrible from CJ McCollum, and everything else was just terrible. I mean, Kelly Olynyk was their 3rd highest scorer in Big 2025. That's an issue. The Pistons, on the other hand, everybody had a great game. Ron Holland had some great minutes, 10 points on 75% shooting. Schroeder, as always, just his classic 10 to 12 points. He had 12. Malik Beasley, he's been struggling from the field a little bit. 4 of 14 from the field, 3 of 12 from 3. So not the best Beasley game, but luckily it's a game where he didn't need Beasley to be efficient because everybody else kind of stepped up, and the defense was incredible. Isaiah Stewart had some of the best minutes of his recent 2 weeks, we could say. Some of his best minutes against the Pelicans. So a historical beatdown, we can say. Down in the Big Easy, it'll be easy for the Pelicans to try and get this game in the past.
Yes.
Because Pistons absolutely demolished them.
Yeah, I mean, it was a fun game from the get-go. All NBA stans are probably excited that Zion posted Stewart. To that, I say, take a look at the next possession, where Stewart had 2 blocks.
Take a look at his field goal percentage against him.
Yeah,
Over in the paint.
And just chalking up the fact that Beef Stew has been such a phenomenal rim protector.
And that's what comes with being a phenomenal rim protector, though, is you're going to get postered. Because for every single poster, he completely annihilates a dunk attempt. So that's what you get when you have a really aggressive rim protector down low.
I mean, Zion still put up a 30-burger on pretty crappy efficiency, but I digress. Pelicans, we get to see them again on Sunday on Hooper's birthday.
It's Hooper's birthday.
We give away a Hooper's lunchbox.
I already have one.
Okay. 46-point blowout. I mean, there's not really we could really say except we had a fire lit under our butts for the past couple games from bad officiating and that's a terrible loss to the Wizards. I mean, this. Somebody tweeted this the other day, and I kind of agree. And that is, if you lost by 46 to the Pistons last year, you'd be delegated to the G League, and the Pelicans have already been delegated to the G League before we even played them. Injuries have been rattled. Trey Murphy got hurt early on.
Yeah, he's out for the season.
He'll be out with
his shoulder basically exploded.
Yeah, in like the first minutes of that game, by the way. Well, prayers to Trey Murphy. Hope you recover soon. I kind of like you.
You traded Dyson Daniels, who's one of the best perimeter defenders in the league, for the corpse of DeJounte Murray, who tore his Achilles.
Yeah, that's a terrible trade from the get-go.
Yeah. They don't have a center.
No. Well, don't they have Valanciunas?
No, Valanciunas went to the Wizards in free agency, and Valanciunas got traded to the Kings at the trade deadline.
Oh.
Yeah. $30 million a year for Valanciunas.
Okay. The not doing too great since Trajan left the Pelicans, but regardless, despite the good pieces they have and had, they still can't put it together. Willie Green, I thought, was a pretty good head coach. I mean, I still think that he is. He just needs the right pieces around him, like most coaches. 46-point win. Ron Holland had great energy off the bench from the get-go. Cade Cunningham looked like his mid-range shot looked better than ever in that game.
It really did.
Fontecchio, like you mentioned, 5 for 5, perfect from 3. I mean, Simone, I'm not a Simone Fontecchio believer, but I digress. Pistons, they looked great. I mean, we play Miami today on ESPN. It's going to be a fun game.
That's one of the first times, like, since they started flexing games into ESPN more, occasionally. One of the first times we've ever been flexed at the end of the season into national TV because we've been good.
Mm-hmm.
So,
wow.
Yeah, we get national TV tonight, which is absolutely
We're going to get a
insane.
lot more next year.
Yeah, and I think they wish they gave us a lot more this year because everybody tunes in on League Pass to the Pistons. Mm-hmm. I can't wait to see those numbers at the end of the season. 46 points, second biggest win in franchise history. That's the entire franchise since the Fort Wayne-Zollner Pistons, the second largest win, and I think it's the lowest amount of points since we gave up 80 points. I think, what was it, 2018? I think we won 114-80. I forget against the team. I halfway see the stat graphic in my head, but yeah, big win, and then like you said, we got Miami tonight. Miami's on an 8-game losing streak. So
they haven't had anything since they lost Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
Who's even on the team now? Andrew Wiggins?
Bam Adebayo, Andrew Wiggins,
Tyler Hero.
Tyler Hero.
You got to be able to contain Tyler Hero and Bam Adebayo. You're getting flexed to national TV. I'm calling my shot. The Pistons are winning tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Miami is down in the dumps, 8-game losing streak. Pistons are still riding high off of the bad officiating, off the 46-point blowout. Pistons are winning tonight.
And this time, Cade's going to be on national television because last time we played on national television against the Sixers, he was game time decision and he didn't play.
Oh, I remember being in attendance for that ball game.
I think I remember you guys.
I was at attendance for that game as well. And now Cade's going to be playing on national TV.
So that's perfect.
That's going to be good for ESPN.
All right, so Pistons and Heat, that's tonight, 7:30, ESPN. And also, if you want to listen to the sweet pipes of George Blaha and Gregory Kelser, they'll be on FanDuel Sports Network as well. It's being broadcast there, too. So that's coming up tonight. All right, let's hit the Red Wings. For one of the first times last night, in a while, instead of watching highlights or watching the scoreboard, I sat down and watched a game of Red Wings hockey, and I never regretted a decision more in my life because I missed an incredible first four game where Alabama State won on a full-court buzzer-beating layup.
Insane.
Missed that for the Red Wings' sorry excuse for a hockey game, losing 4-1 to the Capitals. We turned it off when it was, 3-1? And they gave up another goal after we already turned it off. You can't be losing these games.
Nope.
You can't be. Especially when you've already kind of screwed yourself out of the first spot in the wild card, and you've kind of set even though we're close in the points, you're back in sixth place. You're back in sixth place. There's one, two, three. There's three teams ahead of you, and then there's the two teams in the wild card, and you were just in the wild card before this recent stretch of losses. While you're still playing good hockey during those losses are losses, and not getting points are not getting points. And the more times you don't get points out of games, even if it's just going to overtime, the more times you don't get points out of games, the more you're setting the rest of the season up for an even bigger hill to climb, an even taller mountain to scale.
And the Capitals, they're a good team. They have almost 100 points. If they win one more game, they have 100 points in the season. Mm-hmm. Capitals just straight up played better than us. Peter Mrazek looked, in the first period. He
had that incredible save.
That save
He had
was
two
insane.
incredible saves. He had the save where he laid down on the puck and put the puck in between his legs, right by the goal line. And then he had a jumping save. But Mrazek looked solid in net despite giving up a pretty nonchalant goal in the first period. And I just couldn't get it done. Now your playoff hopes, I think, are now in jeopardy. You're starting to question your playoff hopes. The Blue Jackets and the Islanders are all tied, and you guys are tied for 70. Are all tied with 70 points, and now the Rangers have 72, and the Canadiens have 73 points.
And Ottawa's all the way up at 77.
Yeah, we don't care about them. They already have the first wild card spot locked up. It's going to be an uphill battle from here.
Yeah.
Taking a look at the Red Wings' upcoming couple games, you got the goal.
Doozies.
Yeah, you got the Golden Knights on Saturday.
And they're going to be upset after that game in LCA.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
And then you got the Utah Hockey Club,
which
you lost to prior to the season. Got the Avalanche, which is going to be lost, and then you got the Senators. I don't think, taking a look at the rest of the schedule, outside of maybe the Devils, nothing is easy. Bless you. This playoff road, the road to the second wild card spot, is really tough. You got to play teams that are higher than you or closer to you in this wild card race. The only team that seems like a cakewalk is the Devils, and they have one of the best players in hockey in Jack Hughes. So, I don't know. My answer to are the Red Wings going to make the playoffs? It's so in the air right now. This team is so incredibly streaky. What's going on?
Uh-oh. Something happened over to our right here.
What happened?
Good morning. Unfortunately, I'm not feeling well, and I will need to cancel class.
Who said that?
Politics.
We're going to opening day, baby! And I won't be late. Yes, yes, yes.
We have an out-of-class assignment, though.
Oh, I'll do that. I'll do that after.
Better to have an on-class assignment than out-of-class assignment than class at all.
Yeah, because I really didn't want to walk to class today.
Hey, I'll just do it after Boyle today.
There you
go.
Not
a bad. I like it. Not a bad trade-off. Jinx,
Jinx.
you owe me a soda or a pop.
You owe me 2 pops.
You owe me 4.
You owe me 5.
You owe me 8.
Now you owe me 10.
Shoot,
keep
now you
playing
owe me
that game?
16.
Now you owe me 56.
Okay, now you owe me 175.
You try to be random, and then you try to say the last number of the random number I just used, so I win.
Shoot, okay. Anyways.
The Red Wings.
The Red Wings. A little detour. I mean, the climb is not going to be easy. It's like climbing Mount Everest.
It's like the Miley Cyrus song.
Good song. The Climb.
That's
Hannah
a throw.
Montana.
That's a
Elite
throwback.
Hannah Montana pull.
That is
Yes, that's a great song. I got to add that to my playlist. But yeah, Michael,
not
go
already on
ahead.
your
I'm
playlist.
a little busy over here.
Yeah, no problem, Ryan. Ooh, what a segue.
You mentioned Hannah Montana. I got to add it to my nostalgia playlist.
My man adding the OST to Hannah Montana. Okay.
Go ahead.
I knew this game against the Capitals would be very tough. When it was 3-1, the game was over. And, yeah, you guys already hit it. You can't lose these games. Capitals are going to hit 100 points this season. I don't think the Devils are going to be necessarily a cakewalk, though.
Well, I mean, compared to all these other teams, it's kind of
It's your easiest game.
Now, if you had a really easy schedule, then yeah, it wouldn't. This
Devils
game
are.
wouldn't be a cakewalk.
Devils are third in the Met, so I would argue Utah would probably be the easiest out of the bunch that you're going to be playing.
No, the Devils are hurt.
The Devils are hurt, and maybe that's why you said that, which that makes sense. They are hurt, and just kind of taking a look at everything here, and yeah, I mean, what I saw yesterday, too, they started out really slow, and just like Todd McClellan said, they started out slow, they had to play catch-up in the first period. And the tough thing is, the Red Wings have let up some really nonchalant goals in these games when it really, really matters. Goaltending has always been an issue for us for some reason. And Peter Mrazek, I think that was his 4th start in a row yesterday against Washington. So now going into Vegas, it's now down to, would you want to continue to give Mrazek reps in net, or do you want to give him a rest? I think this is where you give him a rest.
I agree.
Go back to Talbot and hope that he can produce good numbers against Vegas, because, yeah, they're not going to be happy about being shut out at LCA, and it's always tough to win on the road, and Vegas has some of the craziest hockey fans in the game. So Vegas is going to be really, really, really tough. And the standings just are so close. You have Boston right behind you at 69 points. We're sitting in 6th at 70. Columbus is 70, but they have the tiebreaker on you.
Columbus and New York does.
Columbus and New York Island. The Islanders are Rangers. Rangers have the tiebreaker, and Islanders do too. So all those 3 teams above you have the tiebreaker.
And that's
on you.
what makes it so tough, because they all have tiebreakers over you. Season ends right now. Tiebreakers basically kill you.
Yeah.
So that's what makes it even more of an uphill climb, because not only are you losing these games, not only are you not even going to overtime, you're not getting points, but you don't even have the tiebreakers here.
No,
which is an added disadvantage that makes games like last night, even though the Capitals are good, and all the future games the rest of the season, so crucial to at least snag a point. At least get a point out. If you're going to lose, at least get a point out of it.
And it's like, you go back to the trade deadline as well. Look at what the Capitals did in the offseason this past year. The Capitals were probably one of the worst teams to get into the playoffs because they had a tiebreaker over us, and they got swept. They made major changes in the offseason to get better. They're the best team in the East. Mm-hmm. I just wish this was a wake-up call to Steve Yzerman to say, like, look, you haven't bought since 2016. You need to buy somebody to make your team good again. We're not asking you to go all in. And that's the thing. When he talked about it in his interview at the world headquarters or whatever it was, we're not in a position to go all in. Nobody's asking you to go all in. We're asking you to just make moves or acquire a piece that would make the team better.
Exactly. Instead, he acquired another goalie.
Exactly.
And a worse Joe Veleno.
And an aging center who does not replace any depth for the Red Wings at all.
Which is what we wanted. We wanted to see depth at center, not just a worse off center.
Exactly.
No depth acquired.
And you just trade a center for a center, but you play Vegas on Saturday. It's not looking good. The time is becoming a factor, and you got to start stringing wins together, or we're looking at 8 straight years without the playoffs.
Yeah, so the Red Wings, they don't suit up again until Saturday night when they take on Vegas, in Vegas, the home of WrestleMania 41.
I need a break from these losers.
Hey, you know what? You get a great break. It's called the Detroit Basketball Pistons, a real winner in LC.
And we got Tiger Spring Training.
Yes, we do.
Yes, you do.
All right, coming up after the break, speaking of Tiger Spring Training, more Javi. And also, we go over the Lions off-season so far and what they have done in free agency. You're watching Card Guys Detroit Sports Talk. We'll be back right after this. Sports cards, signed jerseys, signed helmets, and more. Miller's Sports Cards and Collectibles is your one-stop shop for all things the hobby. Make sure to check them out down Mission Street in Mount Pleasant, right past Meyer. Miller's Sports Cards and Collectibles. Card Guys, Detroit Sports Talk. Join Michael Rosenkranz,
Sports take precedence over academics.
I agree, but
Ryan Donnelly,
Corbin Burns, who is their big-ticket J13 item. Scooble is with us. Scooble's our big-ticket
Did
J1.
you just call Tarek Scooble James?
And Anthony Schulte.
I have an issue.
You have.
There is no break. It's a constant grind. It's an unbreakable cycle.
Yeah, it's...
As they navigate through the Detroit sports landscape. Live Mondays and Wednesdays at 7:30 a.m. on 101.1 The Beat in Mount Pleasant and at 11 a.m. on YouTube. Card Guys, Detroit Sports Talk.
Welcome back, Card Guys, Detroit Sports Talk. Ryan Donnelly, Michael Rosenkranz, and Anthony Schulte here with you on this fine Wednesday, the first week back from school, or back to school. And something happened over the break where it made Mike Valenti almost crash his vehicle, and it made me almost jump out of my third-story bedroom. Javier Baez, the man that we all wanted off the team, every expert said to DFA him, he is now getting reps at third base. As in, he is going to be a utility guy in the infield. As in, we get more Javi. The solution is nobody to add to the team. The solution is nobody from the farm system. Let's send down Jace Young so we can have more Javi.
The fact that we are giving this guy reps at third base to send down a prospect in Chase Young.
That ruins his development!
Let's stunt.
What are you doing?
Let's stunt more development for more Javi.
You know what happened at his first turn at third?
He had
Error! What are you doing, Hinch? You're ruining Chase Young's development. Sure, he's not had a good spring, I understand, but...
He had an opportunity with Vierling out. This isn't going to last forever because when Vierling's back, Vierling will be at third and Javi will be rotting on the bench. But regardless, I saw Javier Baez on the sheet, or I saw AJ Hinch said it on the radio, and then it happened again. I saw it on an actual sheet of paper for the second time that Javier Baez in 3B was right next to his name. What are we doing? He could barely play shortstop anymore. Now let's go throw Javi on the hot corner.
Oh, first time the ball comes to him, error. Second time the ball comes to him, overthrows first.
Javi chaos, let's call it.
We had pitching chaos, now this is Javi chaos.
Well, pitching chaos was good.
Pitching chaos.
Javi chaos is terrible.
How this guy still has a roster spot on this team is something that all three of us cannot even fathom. And the fact that Scott Harris in the offseason presser said, oh, Javi Baez is going to have a role next year. Why?
His role should be restocking the sunflower seeds, the peanuts, and the
gum.
double bubble down at the in the dugout. That should be Javi's role.
That
Javi should be the bat boy. Even then, I think the bat boy could play the hot corner a lot better than Javier Baez could.
Shout out Luke Wagner.
Huh?
He was a guy who went to my high school who was a bat boy for the Tigers.
Oh, that's cool.
There you go.
Javi should be washing the entire team's jock strap. The Javi should be washing the entire team's uniform, shining the helmets, throwing pine tar on the helmets. He should be doing anything except for suiting up at the hot corner.
Didn't he play center field one game?
Javi?
Or was that Torkelson?
That was Torque.
That was Torque.
No,
Torque
that
was
makes
right.
sense.
Now that's going to, speaking of transitions, that's going to transition to my next point, because if I talk about Javi Baez anymore, I'm going to have a splitting migraine for the rest of my day, and I only got one class today on a 70 degrees sunny day until the mid-afternoon when it's supposed to rain. So I'm going to try and enjoy that as best as I can.
I don't blame
So
you.
let's talk about Spencer Torkelson going into the outfield, because Torkelson, he played outfield in high school, he played outfield in college, he played a little bit of outfield during some outside leagues in his time in the big leagues, and now the Tigers are starting to transition him back into the outfield so he can have a role on this team that might better fit him. He said it's one of the toughest things he's done, is transitioning from first base to outfield. Do you guys like Torkelson being an outfield player rather than the backup first baseman / DH?
No.
No, definitely not.
He hasn't played outfield since college, and he graduated college, or he left for college from the MLB almost 6 years ago. Absolutely not. I think he should be our permanent DH.
There's nothing more I can say to that. DH or backup first baseman, Torque in the outfield, if he himself is already saying it's tough, you're not going to go very far with that in the outfield. I mean, better have a guy like Kerry Carpenter out there in the outfield,
I mean,
which he generally is.
When Parker Meadows is healthy, you're going to have your four outfielders.
Exactly.
Riley Green, Kerry Carpenter, Parker Meadows, Wenzel Pencil, and then sometimes throw in Matt Vierling.
Yeah,
That's your outfield.
You'll have your outfield rotation, so you already have that set.
Now, trying to give him more versatility, say there's an injury in the outfield.
Sure.
Or say Colt Keith is on the IL for a little bit. Sure. You're giving Spencer Torkelson more room to kind of wiggle in when he needs to as a bench guy. But in the same token, I mean, when you think about it like that, I do like giving him at least some reps. Because say, worst case scenario happens, you have no outfielders, everybody's injured, it's that mid-season, you know, Riley's on the 10-day, and then Kerry's on the 30-day, and then Parker's day-to-day, and you have nobody for a Tuesday afternoon, 1 o'clock game against the Twins. Yeah, throw Torkelson into right field and just see if it works for a day. I understand that, and getting him reps gets him there, and if there's one place that an infielder can transition to and it might not be a disaster, it's to the outfield. Mm-hmm. And especially right or left field. Center field, keep him away from center field. I don't want him in center field.
I mean, whatever helps. I mean, we're a little injury-ridden, a little bit, with Vierling and Meadows. I'm not a fan of Spencer Torkelson making that transition to center field.
Why not third?
Because I don't think he knows how to throw. Can he throw?
I think that's the thing. I mean, Miggy transitioned from first base to third base when we got Fielder, and that works.
You're true, but
so I mean, it's possible.
Such a farther base path, though.
Miggy was throwing from third to first. If Miggy can end up doing it, I'm sure Torkelson can learn.
I'm sure Torque can do it. He'd have to get reps at third, develop at third.
Especially if he's playing outfield. He's got to have a little bit of a cannon if he's playing in the outfield.
Exactly.
So,
going to hone his cannon from 6 years ago and get people out at home?
He's going to,
maybe we'll see
he's going to blow out his arm on his first throw from center field.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, boy.
I don't want to think about it.
You know that feeling when you don't throw for such a long time that you have, whiplash in your arm? That he's going to get that.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Spencer Torkelson, sure, he's had an amazing spring at the plate, but I don't know what he should do, from a fielding standpoint, I think like Michael said, I think he should be like a backup first baseman for Colt Keith. I agree with that, but I think he should just be permanent DH. Maybe move Wenzel Pencil to center field.
I mean, that's where he's going to be playing to start the season.
Yeah, I mean, move Wenzel Pencil to center field until Parker Meadows is back, and then just have Spencer Torkelson DH. I like it. I don't want to see him in center field. I mean, I know he played it a majority of his baseball career, but for a guy who lacks confidence, especially the past couple of years, I don't think you should ruin his confidence when his confidence is already at a sky high at the plate. You don't have to ruin it with moving him to a position that he hasn't played in almost 6 years.
And A.J. Hinch, you don't have to ruin our confidence by placing Javi Baez at third base.
I'm just happy that Trey Sweeney is the permanent shortstop.
Well, I've played third base before. Javi, you might have played third base before.
I played third base in 7th grade.
I played third base on MLB The Show.
Yeah.
Javi Baez does not get the picture that we don't want him on this team.
Yeah, I don't think anybody wants him on the team. All right, so anything else on the Tigers before we move on?
I'm just happy Trey Sweeney is the permanent shortstop. I'm glad that they didn't cover up Javi so they could ruin also his development. Trey Sweeney, I mean, he's been the better prospect from Jace Jung, and I'm glad that he's actually going to get an opening day start. But I'm just mad that Javi, we're getting a lot more Javi.
More Javi!
And really quick to put a button on it.
Okay, Chris Webber.
Kurt Gibson announced that he was stepping down from the broadcast booth. He's been with the Tigers now for
Bot time.
15 years, and
Matt Shepard is happy about that.
It'll be a change at the broadcast. But Matt Shepard still has a bone to pick with the Tigers.
Yeah.
Ever since they let him go, he now has a permanent bone to pick with the Detroit Tigers, and now he's starting Twitter wars after he learned the news of
Only Matt Shepard. Gibby
stepping down.
I would quote him, but I don't think that's safe for the airways.
No,
I think the FCC won't let me be.
No, we're not going to quote what he said.
Matt Shepard
on the airwaves.
The third stringer for Pistons Live.
Let's just say he enjoys a good line in Kugels.
Yes.
Okay.
Nothing sexier than a girl drinking a line of Kugel.
All right, let's move on to the Lions.
All right. The Tigers play baseball today at 105 against the Boston Red Sox. All right, the Detroit Lions, folks. It's been a while since we've talked Lions, and a lot has happened in our time away from the Detroit Lions.
Lost the playoff game.
I mean, we covered the Lions after the playoff game, too.
We did.
Yeah.
Still mad about it.
Yeah, I think we all are. Okay. We lose Carlton Davis, but we gain DJ Reed.
I like
one of the biggest bargains in NFL free agency, according to most pundits. DJ Reed was added, and that's about it. You got Derek Barnes re-signed, Marcus Davenport re-signed, Anthony Pittman, Dan Skipper re-signed, Ezekiel Turner extension. Roy Lopez is here.
Yeah.
How about Miles Adams?
Yeah.
Levi O in his injury-riddled body extension. How about Grant Stewart?
Yeah.
Craig Reynolds, he's back.
Oh, great.
Trevor Nowaski.
Oh, great.
We're keeping Nowaski.
How about Kyle Allen to replace Teddy Two Gloves?
Goodbye.
Tim Patrick, he's back.
Yes.
That's big.
Kenny Yeboah. He has signed recently. Hey, how about Shane Zylstra? He's back on the 1 year.
Shane Zylstra.
And Pat O'Connor.
Pat O'Connor's
and
back.
That
That's right.
is the Lions' free agency.
They're going all in the draft. I mean,
it's been their mindset.
and you also released Darius Smith.
Yeah, that is on the.
That. I think my first point is going to start with defensive line. I think they're going to go all in the draft because they released Darius Smith and didn't get one in free agency.
Also Kevin Zeitler went to the Titans.
Yes, Zeitler left.
Christian Mahogany time. I'm ready for Christian Mahogany to start. He's earned it. Some names that I want to see drafted to the Lions in replacement for Zadarius Smith. Jack Sawyer from Ohio State. Sure, you can call him a crybaby. as a Michigan fan, I admit he is a crybaby.
He is a crybaby.
But he's a really good edge rusher. Mike Green from Marshall, we talked about this last night. He's had a solid combine. Some more defensive linemen. My dream draft choice is Mason Graham from Michigan, but there's absolutely zero chance he's coming to the Lions unless we trade up to like number pick 5 and ruin somebody's.
Hey, who wants Hendon Hooker, QB of the future?
QB of the future, baby.
So Kenneth Grant, I think if Sawyer and Green is off the board, I would not mind Kenneth Grant, also from Michigan. Some other guys that I noticed that's been very good. Nick Scroton of Texas A&M, solid guy, solid edge rusher. So I feel like the Lions are going to go all in on the draft because that's how they've rolled for the past almost 5 years now, which is built through the draft. This is Brad Holmes, I believe, 5th draft with us now, and every draft he's had is a home run. I think. This year's draft was iffy outside of Terrion, but I think in the past he's hit home runs in drafts.
That's his bread and butter.
It's his bread and butter. He's not really good for trading for valuable assets or signing big free agencies outside of DJ Reed, which I think that is a phenomenal.
And that
signing.
happened merely hours after losing Carlton. So you needed to replace Carlton, that veteran cornerback and that young cornerback and safety room. So
and to get him at the value you got him,
Yeah.
too, was insane.
huge value. Poached him from Aaron Glenn.
Yes.
Yep. So I feel like I think that's the bread and butter. That's what you're known for. That's how you're known to build teams is through the draft. So I like it. I think, this defensive class is pretty good, not compared to the quarterback class, which is terrible this year, in my opinion. I think building through the draft, especially at edge rusher or defensive lineman, is a good idea. Get more offensive line depth, especially because you lost Zeitler and your best backup tackle is now the starting tackle in Christian Mahogany. So I think now you kind of have to go for more offensive line depth. Were you going to say something?
There is a report that a certain player is looking to re-sign after being said he's available for trade. But do you guys still think the Lions are in pursuit of Trey Hendrickson? And do you want them to be in pursuit
Absolutely.
of Trey Hendrickson?
Yeah.
If the asking price isn't that much, I would 100%.
He's gonna. If he gets traded, he's signing a $30 million extension. I think that's what I read.
Which that's a lot to give up for him, but again, you need somebody opposite Hutch.
Yeah. And I think, worst case scenario, you don't find anybody else. It's you crawl back to your ex, Za'Darius, baby. How you doing? Come on back. 1 year. Let's run it back. We're sorry. It wasn't you. It was us. But we're back. We've worked on ourselves, Za'Darius. Come back, Za'Darius. And we signed him to a 1 year. Bring him on back.
I wouldn't mind that. It kind of depends. We still got to re-sign Hutch. We still got to we're in talks with Kirby Joseph. Laporta isn't ready. Laporta and Gibbs, I don't think, are eligible for an extension just yet. I think it's next year. Hutch is available for an extension. He got his. Kirby Joseph's available for an extension. I think that's really it. J-Mo is available for an extension. So you got to re-sign those 3 guys.
I think Za'Darius, we could get him for cheap, though.
Yeah,
and
you could.
You need somebody to be opposite of Hutch. We figured that out.
It depends on how much money you have for re-signing those 3 guys and what you do in the draft.
I think that might be what we're waiting for.
I think so.
We don't know what was said in the meeting. They could have simply said, hey, Za'Darius, it's better for us to release you right now, see where we are after we make our signings and our extensions, and then if we still have the money, we would love to bring you back. And he was probably perfectly happy with that.
Yep.
So we'll see.
Well, he made a
it's all in
thank
the
you
air.
Detroit post to his Instagram. So I'm not entirely sure.
We don't know what happens in those rooms. So
Yeah, we don't know what happens behind closed doors. Now, this is interesting. I'm looking at USA Today, and they're doing a mock draft right now. You mentioned Nick Scroton. You mentioned Kenneth Grant. There's Braden Swinson as well, an
like
edge
him.
from LSU. That kid's good. Could he be somebody that could potentially line up alongside Hutch? Yes. He needs to be developed. And, Anthony, I think you guys make a really good point with waiting until the time is right. You need to be able to go through the draft. You need to be able to re-sign your guys that need to be re-signed.
You just hope he doesn't get taken from us, as in Za'Darius.
Exactly. If you can work on possibly getting Za'Darius back as an option, I wouldn't be opposed to that. Now, if he were to be re-signed, though, you would need to expect a lot more out of him. Because, I mean, yes, he did get a couple of sacks, but he wasn't as productive as we would have liked to see. Za'Darius Smith. Now, a guy like Trey Hendrickson, I mean, some fans want to go just all in
16,
on that.
17 sacks last year.
Yeah, the kid played out of his mind.
He's Aiden Hutchinson, but a little older.
Exactly. I think he's 30, so he has that veteran experience, and he's just a monster. A monster on the defensive pairing. So, if you want to get a guy like Trey Hendrickson, the time has to be right. I would be ecstatic. The price has to be right too, because Trey Hendrickson is going to ask for a bag.
Yeah.
He knows what he's worth. And this draft is going to be really, really, really interesting for the Lions.
It is.
I think it's going to be really, really interesting. I'm excited to see where it goes.
I am too. So draft is coming up in, what, a few months?
No, next month.
Next month?
April.
April
At the end
24th, I believe.
So we're almost a month away.
Which is my dad's birthday. How about
Happy birthday,
that?
Mr. Rosenkranz.
So that's about a month away. So we're a month out from the draft. We're going to have some draft coverage here on the program, as always. Some housekeeping before we head off the airwaves.
My favorite segment. Ladies and gentlemen, since the inception of this show, so September of 2023, we have had a total of 88 episodes.
We have.
Out of those 88 episodes, only 2 men have never missed an episode. Myself and Anthony Schulte. Well, folks, it's sad to report that on Monday, March 24th, that number is going to go down to 1. Because, ladies and gentlemen, for the first time in show history, I will not be on the air next week. I will be in the Dominican Republic with my family for my sister's senior spring break. I'll be most likely reporting live down there.
You'll be doing stand-ups from the Dominican
He's
Republic.
He's going to be in the lazy river just with his phone set up like, my 3 stars here in the Dominican Republic. Burnt to a crisp.
I will not be here in studio next week, so these two are going to be holding it down. Please let them be on their best behavior.
Please watch, because last time we only had 2 people on the program. It was a disaster.
I remember watching that episode. I'm just like, my guys yapped for like an hour, 4 minutes when it's 2
Not only that, but we got barely any views on it.
Right.
So please treat these two with kindness. Treat these two with the same amount of respect you give the 3 of us. It's going to be a little different next week because it's just going to be Michael and Anthony, but
They don't even disrespect us.
I know. But it's like I don't know where this is going.
I think you're trying to make this a sad retirement post.
You know what
you're
he's
leaving
trying
for 2 days.
You know what he's trying to make it like? What? He's trying to be him being an education major.
Exactly. Thank you for catching on.
You bring in a substitute.
When you're announcing the substitute for the next week.
They're the substitutes. And I'm the teacher, and the teacher will be gone on vacation.
Oh, my gosh. But, all jokes aside, Ryan, I hope you have a blast in the Dominican Republic. That sounds like a lot of fun. Yes, you deserve it. Absolutely.
All right, let's end this program off on some breaking news.
You might see me doing stand-ups in the Dominican. I won't be here in person, but I most likely will film myself doing 3 stars or segments that we talk about next week. So, yeah, that's the housekeeping.
All right, let's end this program off on some breaking news.
Oh!
The Vikings have rejected multiple trade offers on J.J. McCarthy. They have bowed out of the Aaron Rodgers sweepstakes. It is J.J. McCarthy's team.
Okay.
Cool.
That just got announced right now. All right, well, that's all we have for today's episode of Card Guys. Thank you for tuning in to Card Guys, Season 4, Episode 16 on 101.1 The Beat and YouTube. Tune in Monday as we continue to cover the Detroit playoff push in our first episode without Ryan. Sad face. Damn. For my good buddies, Ryan Donnelly and Michael Rosenkranz, I'm Anthony Schulte saying, so long, everybody.
Love you, Mom and Dad. I will see you tomorrow.
If you smell